12 years after swapping England for Spain, Manchester United pulled off the near unthinkable by bringing Cristiano Ronaldo back to Old Trafford. Red Devils boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently hailed the 36-year-old as the world's greatest ever. However, many have been left wondering how will he fit into his star-studded side. Hey guys, We Talk Football here, and today we look at the possible ways that Manchester United can line up with Cristiano Ronaldo. Their transfer window was crazy enough, but the crowning piece was the return of CR7 back to where it all began at Old Trafford. The man who made him who he is today, Sir Alex Ferguson, had a huge role to play in the transfer. But the man who gets to reap the rewards is Solskjaer, who is the current manager right now, and has a mighty task of assembling a squad out of the great players that he has to play against Newcastle and in the coming games in the Premier League, Champions League, and the remainder of the competitions Manchester United are in. Already at his disposal, the Norwegian tactician has flexible options for his attack, with Mason Greenwood firing on all cylinders, Jadon Sancho now fully fit, and Marcus Rashford nearing his return from injury. And with those names alone, you could make one of the most fierce attacking trios in world football. But adding Ronaldo into the mix makes things more complicated, but also strengthens the attack, as any team with Ronaldo in it is a title-winning team. Ironically, United have been looking for a long-term replacement for Edinson Cavani, who is 34, but have instead brought in Ronaldo, who is nearing his 37th birthday. With that said, it's still Cristiano Ronaldo. It's still the man who outscored Romelu Lukaku, who is also coming to the league in the Serie A. Age is just a number for this man. His body is carrying him through the years, and we see that from the goal scoring and the results he gets his team. With all that, here are three possible ways Solskjaer could line up United with Ronaldo in the squad. Beginning with the 4-3-3. This 4-3-3 formation lineup might look a bit heavy up top, but United's strongest starting 11, especially when everyone is fit, look like a terrifying prospect for opposition defenders. Since hitting his 30s, Ronaldo is no longer the speedy winger he once was at United, those 12 years ago, and has instead matured into a lethal center forward. On the face of it, the Portuguese phenomenon has almost certainly been signed to lead the line, with Sancho and Rashford providing support from the flanks. When coupled with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes creating chances, United could have an attacking force that they have craved for years. Starting in goal in this formation would be David De Gea. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane, and Shaw would be the defenders. Fernandes and Pogba would be two of the midfield three, with either Fred or McTominay being the third, which is the only weakness, may I point out, in this United squad. But it is a big one, as the holding midfielder position is key, as we've seen in some of United's opening game. Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho, as I stated, would be the front three. Next up is Solskjaer's favorite 4-2-3-1. Should there be matches that require a little more caution, then the 4-2-3-1 would also work brilliantly, with Ronaldo leading the line. This formation could also see Pogba be positioned on the left flank, where he has played his best football over the last year, making room for Fred to join Scott McTominay in the midfield. It would also see Fernandes play further up the pitch and closer to Ronaldo, allowing the pair to rekindle the relationship they have in the Portuguese national side. This would see Jadon Sancho on the right side, and yes, of course, you could start Pogba in the 6th position and put Rashford on the left, which would make this formation more attacking heavy. But in this regard, this is where Solskjaer wants to hold on in games against maybe bigger teams, and Rashford may come off the bench. Some might say, why not play Rashford on the right and drop Sancho? Well, as United fans know, Rashford on the right is
starting to get a bit shaky, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit worried.
And finally, the 3-4-1-2, the most unlikely of the formations. But as United improved last season, Solskjaer stopped using the back three formation, as it was clear that his team were not good enough to no longer have to sit back and defend. Even more interestingly, especially following Ronaldo's arrival, it could see him play in a front two rather than being the lone striker. While Sancho, Rashford, Cavani, or Anthony Martial could all play there, how great would it be to see young Greenwood play alongside him? Greenwood was obviously going to benefit from this Ronaldo move. How could he not? He's already one of the most lethal strikers in the league at age 19, may I remind you. And he's only going to get better as the years go on, and having Ronaldo as a mentor for these next 2 years will help his game improve tenfold. He's already lethal on both right and left feet. His positioning is world class, Getting past the defender is world class. What does Greenwood not have? Well, like Solskjaer said, it's getting those scrappy goals. Greenwood is known for his stunners, and Ronaldo is known for his scrappy goals. Put those two together, and you may have one of the most promising number 9s who is going under the radar compared to Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. But only time will tell if we will see that duo in the Champions League or the league. But speaking on this formation, it will probably be used in the Champions League mode, as we saw it last season. Solskjaer liked to deploy the 3-back, or quote-unquote 5-back, with the 2 wing-backs more pushed up in Champions League ties. Obviously, De Gea keeps his spot, and a backline of Varane, Maguire, and Lindell. The midfield four would be Shaw, Pogba, McTominay, and Wan-Bissaka, with Shaw and Wan-Bissaka doing most of the running up and down the flanks in this formation. Up top would be Fernandes, and as I mentioned, Ronaldo and Greenwood. With all these formations in mind, it's safe to say that Solskjaer will have a lot of time to play with his formation, his players, as the season goes on. But he needs to find a stable formation with his favorite players and the players who are on form. There cannot be any favorites. For Manchester United to win the league or to win anything at all this season, Solskjaer has to be ruthless. If Ronaldo's not playing well, don't play Ronaldo. Let him have that hunger. And also, Solskjaer needs to let his players rest. As last season, he did not have as much depth as this season. But now, his players can rest as well, which means Ronaldo will not have to play game in and game out. And obviously, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He will probably be on the top of his game every time Solskjaer chooses to play him, which Ronaldo, as quoted in an interview that he did with Manchester United, is pushing to play in this Newcastle game. And to be honest, I could see him starting. Old Trafford crowd, Newcastle, it's the perfect occasion for Ronaldo to appeal to United fans and get a goal or two on his debut. But let us know in the comments down below, how would you line up the Manchester United squad if you were in Solskjaer's position? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys in the next one.